nigga outside before sunrise. Old school ways, but I'm still a young guy. A real trooper, I be grinding on the front line. Hungry for the money, I'ma eat like it's lunchtime. Really out here, nigga, let's go band for band. Made a lot of transactions, I'm talking hand to hand. Based on the statistics, I never had a chance. Still I sketched a blueprint and I mapped the plan. First case crash, took me in for crack rock. 54th and Duwarty, that was the crack block. Stood solid, never folded like a laptop. Trying to get to school, getting banged on at the dash stop. Can you give me a pistol is what I asked Pops. Late nights walking through the ops on Ascot. Really repping for the team like a mascot. Doing stupid shit, I could've really got my ass shot. Second charge that I caught was a gun case. Got bail money, I ain't got a fundraise. Still remember being broke with a fun day. I overgrind cause debts can't go unpaid. So I'm serving like way to serve lunch trade. The 2 doors a Challenger, not a Mustang. Chop them down like a barber, it was one phase. Cameras everywhere, we gon' flush it if they come raid, nigga.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Young Woo back with another On The Block reaction here on The Block News. Y'all already know what to do. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Not later, but right now. Listen, man. Also, go ahead, hit that hype button, man. Let's push this shit to the algorithm and put it in their faces. But listen, the title of this video, Baby G Soul from 9-7 East Coast Crip, accidentally killed by friendly fire while trying to shoot at his enemies. So this might be another one of them Homies Ain't Homies episodes. You feel me? Part of the Homies Ain't Homies series. If y'all don't know what that is, that's a certain kind of reaction that involve where it shows you how homies ain't homies. You know, that can involve your homie killing you, backdooring you, your homie snitching on you. Any way that show that homies ain't homies, you know, I make it a part of the series, but it gotta have specific, you know, things about it, about the story going on. But listen, man, I'm finna get this shit going, man. Let's get it.
Still got your picture, but I'm always there. Same frame, same dust, same empty stare. She don't talk about you much these days, but every time she do, she gotta stop halfway. I've been chasing all these dreams we used to talk about. Funny how I got them now.
Yo, Bash, you been tripping on them hoes.
But I still hear yours when it all dies down. Some nights I sit inside the car in silence, engine running, fighting thoughts and violence. Everybody thinks success gon' heal the damage, but money only make your memories more expensive. Your mama hugged me at the funeral reception. Held on so long, I felt all the tension.
A deadly shooting is under investigation in South LA.
It happened just after 3 this afternoon near 88th and Central.
Deputies found a man suffering from a gunshot wound. He was taken to the hospital where he died. A search for a suspect is underway.
In today's video, we're going to be talking about Baby G Soul from 9-7 East Coast Crip. We're going to break down everything from his cases to how he was accidentally murdered by friendly fire while trying to shoot at the mob Swan Bloods. But let's dive right into it. Baby G Soul was one of the main faces for the 9-7 East Coast Crips young generation. And Baby G Soul would be the third G Soul, with Big and Little being above him. The 9-7 East Coast Crip territory would be located on the east side, in between Avalon Boulevard and Central Ave, and from 92nd Street down to Century Boulevard. And as you can see would be the white square with the arrow in it. And to their north would be the Swan Bloods. But Baby G Soul would catch his first adult arrest at the age of 18, where he was arrested on May 14th of 2022. And they would book him for 1 count of carrying a concealed weapon in a vehicle. And it's alleged that Baby G Soul and a few others were riding around when they would be pulled over by Crash. And that's when the vehicle was searched, and they would find a firearm inside of the vehicle, and Baby G Soul would take the charge. He would then have to sit in the county jail for about a month, but on June 9th...
And like I said, man, it's a common thing for the majority of the people I react to when they in the streets and they gangbanging. They all got a certain quality about themselves. You know, they all be catching cases. You know, the main case that street niggas catch, to me, is like gun cases. Then robberies, then frocking, all that shit. But for the most part, it's going to be gun cases and maybe assault cases and things like that. You know, probation violations. That's what most niggas in the street get arrested for. But that central right there, you got the East Coast Crips on that side. You got the Swans on that side. You got the 9 Dudes Bishops on that side. And if I'm not mistaken, you know, the 7-6, nah, I don't know. I don't know. I know the Swans on this side of Central though. You feel me? And also the East Coasters, and I know this side the non-Deuce Bishop, but I don't know if those the 7-6 East Coasters on that side of Central. I think it is though. You feel me? So that's a hot thing because at one point in time, I don't know the relationship of the Swans and the Bishops right now, but they used to beef heavy. Then both of them beef with the East Coasters, so the East Coast. And then, the East Coast is on that side, so it's everybody warring with everybody. Nobody getting along, and everybody just warring. So, rolling down Central, it's a hot block. You feel me? That's a hot corner. That's just a hot corner. But listen, man, we're finna get this shit back going, man. Let's get it.
At the 2022, they would allow him to post a $35,000 bail. But 2 weeks after bailing out, he would take a plea deal on this case on June 22nd of 2022. And on that day, they would give him 12 months of probation. Baby G-Soul then stood out of trouble while he was on probation for that year, but 2 months after getting off of probation, he was arrested again on August 9th of 2023. And this time they would book him for 1 count of accessory after the fact. And if you look to the right, the offense dates June 28th of 2023, which would be a few months before he was arrested. And his co-defendants on this case would be minors, so there wouldn't be much information, but they would hold Baby G-Soul on $1 million bail for his accessory after the fact. But after sitting in the county jail for a little over a month, 50 days after being arrested, he would take a plea deal on September 28th of 2023. And on that day, they sentenced him to 210 days in the county jail, plus a few years probation. But after 6 months of sitting in the county jail, he would be released on probation on March 5th of 2024. But sadly, 3 months after being released, Baby G-Soul would lose his life on June 11th of 2024. And he was shot and killed on the 900 block of East 88th Street. And his name was Gary Young, and he was 20 years old at the time of his death. Police would get the call around 4:55, and they would say his cause of death was a gunshot wound to the neck. He was transported to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead an hour later at 5:43. The 900 block of East 88th Street would be in the heart of the mob Swan Bloods. In the alleyway where they found his body would be that white square. However, when police arrived to the scene of East 88th Street, they would find him shot in an alleyway, laying near a telephone pole. And a rapper from Mob Swan Blood, known as Redface, would post a video of Baby G-Soul laid out in the alleyway. And this right here would be where they found his body. As you can see, the blue wall to the right, and the tan house in the back, and the telephone pole. But now we're going to take a look at this alleyway. If you go to the right, you can see that there's a camera right above where they found his body. And this alleyway would be a known hangout spot for the Mob Swan Bloods. If you go down, this would be East 88th Street right here. Over there would be Central. And when you keep going down the alleyway, if you look to the right, you can see that there would be a bunch of graffiti on the wall. And it would say things like Eastside Mob Swan.
So, I mean, clearly, Baby G-Soul was not a nigga trying to get out the streets. He was a nigga fully involved in the streets to the fact where he's getting caught for cases. He's still committing crimes. And now it elevated. It elevated from getting caught with straps, riding around with pistols, to now you going on skits and drills and missions with these pistols, and end up losing your life. End up losing your life trying to take out somebody, the Swans or whatever, the family Swans. I didn't even know that they had an MOB clique. I would assume that's a clique, or it could be like they turned the MSB into Mob Swan Blood. I don't know. I'm not from Swans, but shout out to them. Much love and respect. But that's crazy to go on a mission on your ops and to lose your life to your own homies. Of course your ops gonna celebrate and clown you like, nigga, you got killed by your own homies. I'm just saying, I'm not disrespecting nobody on here, but I'm just telling you, putting myself in the shoes of the motherfucker that you shooting at. Like, nigga, that was a failed mission. Nigga, you lost your own life in the mission. You came over here to slid and got slid on. And that's a war that's a war the Swans didn't even have to fight. They didn't even have to be the ones to do it. They could take credit for it. You lost your life in they hood. It's gonna take the police a minute to figure out who actually did it. Once the Swans get cleared of not doing it, they still gonna claim the body. You can still claim the body because you lost your life in they hood while you was trying to kill them, but you got killed by your own homies. That's a W. Nigga, take the war, winning it however you can win it, as long as the nigga ain't snitching. You know what I'm saying? As long as the nigga ain't breaking code, nigga, that's a war they ain't have to fight it. That's a battle they ain't have to fight, and they won it. Kids stay out the streets, fuck sliding. Ain't nobody in the streets, nigga, getting trained on gun battles and how to make sure that your soldier or your Cody not in the line of fire of the pistol before you shoot. Motherfuckers just shooting. They really didn't plan on shooting nothing. They just wanted to make some noise. But you stepped in front of the gun. You not being aware. You gotta have shit. War. You gotta be aware doing war, my nigga. My mama, you gotta pay attention. Now, you know everybody got guns. Nigga, stand your ass out the way. Make sure you ain't in the line of nobody else fire before they start shooting or before you start shooting. Because Tiny Fish from AA Avalon, a similar situation happened. That's King Boy. I did the reaction to that. If you want to go watch my reaction to King Boy getting killed by his own homies in the alley while they was doing some stupid shit, nigga, you gotta become a member. You gonna watch all that shit that you gotta be a member to watch. When I react to it, that shit go to the members. So I advise y'all become a member today. If y'all already subscribers, it ain't that much. You feel me? I got different tier levels. Go watch that shit. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, man, King Boy. A lot of your ops can't claim that. There's a lot of niggas I heard rapping about claiming King Boy down. You feel me? Tiny Fish got killed by his own homies. I ain't heard nobody disrespect him in no music or nothing. But Baby G Soul from 9-7 East Coast Crip, he another statistic of a nigga who lost his life while trying to slide. And he kind of look like the nigga King Boy. Oh, my mama, you short niggas be getting into the line of fire too much. We finna get this shit back going, man. Let's get it.
On CK, they would even have an image of a toast, and they would even have East Coast Crip whacked out. And further down would say East Side Family Swan Bloods. And at first, nobody really knew what happened to Baby G Soul, because like we said, he was the only one found in the alleyway. And detectives knew that he was an East Coast Crip member. And at first, they were thinking that he got killed by the mob Swan Bloods because he was found in their alleyway. But after speaking to witnesses and reviewing surveillance footage, they would find out that he was not killed by the mob Swan Bloods. And they would learn that Baby G Soul actually lost his life from friendly fire. They would say that Baby G Soul and a few East Coast Crip members jumped out of a vehicle and opened fire on the mob Swan Bloods while in the alleyway. Nobody from the Swans was shot and nobody returned fire. But they would learn that one of the shooters from East Coast Crip accidentally shot Baby G Soul in the neck. But unfortunately, after Baby G Soul was shot, the members of East Coast Crip would leave him in the alleyway. And like we said, Baby G Soul didn't die until an hour and some change after being shot. But even though police would learn the story, they wouldn't know exactly who the East Coast Crip members were. And at first, there would be no arrest made in this murder. But 6 months after the murder of Baby G Soul, and 2 days after Christmas, police would make an arrest on December 27th of 2024. And on that day, they arrested somebody named Laquan Anderson, aka Buka from 8-9 East Coast Crip. Buka was 19 at the time of his arrest, and he was one of Baby G Soul's closest friends. And they would charge.
So, you go on a mission with one of your closest friends. Y'all go to slide on your ops. Y'all jump out. He don't even hit the ops, nigga. He kill you. You get killed by your own homie. You feel me? You thinking this nigga that's beside, I got your back, nigga that got the best intentions for you. He ain't even make sure you was out the way when he started shooting. Was it intentional? Was it purposely? Because like I said, man, nigga, if y'all watch Paid in Full, y'all see how Rico did Mitch. Feel me? Mitch put Rico on. The real story is Alpo and Rich Porter. But shit, Rich Porter put Alpo on. You know, it's still, when times got ugly where a nigga felt like he was being outshined or a nigga had more money than him or whatever justifications he had for killing his own homie, nigga like, shit, we gonna go slide on the ops. I'm gonna be the one to pop this nigga Baby G Soul. He ain't gonna know. They gonna think the Swans did it. You feel me? The other homies could be in on it. It could be word that Baby G Soul snitching, whatever. I don't know. It could be rumored about that. I don't know. Niggas got their own justifications for killing their homies. But just know, you could go on a mission with which one of your closest members. You niggas probably went to school together, did all type of frocking robberies and everything together, passing. Probably been in other shootouts. But, you know, a lot of situations like that where niggas be close, they be fucking on the same females. So you never know. Did Baby G Soul get on one of the females that the nigga from 8-9 East Coast love? I don't know. But it's a crazy story. Like, all that homies killing homies on accident shit, I don't really believe nothing about accident. Like, nigga, you knew what you was doing. It's you already bold enough to jump out the car busting. You should already want to make sure you don't hit nobody you came with. That was a hit, fool. On my mom, I don't care what nobody say. Listen, man, we finna get this shit back going, man. Let's get it.
Buka with 1 count of murder with 3 enhancements. 1 enhancement would be street terrorism. The The other enhancement would be personal and intentional discharge of a firearm, causing great bodily injury. And the last enhancement would be catching a case while out on bail. And if you look to the right, the offense dates June 11th of 2024. But 3 months after Buka was arrested, police would arrest 2 more people in connection with this case. And they arrested 36-year-old Aiden Willis and 34-year-old Albert Threadgill. And they were arrested on March 4th of 2025. And they would be charged with 1 count of murder, with 1 enhancement, which would be street terrorism. But as you can see, that would be the only enhancement, so they were not hit with the great bodily injury or discharging a firearm enhancement, meaning that police are alleging that Buka was the one that pulled the trigger that killed baby G-Soul. And a crazy twist to the story is that Aiden Willis was already in jail at the time of his arrest, and he was arrested for an unrelated case on June 18th of 2024, which would be a week after baby G-Soul was murdered. In that unrelated case that he was already in jail for at the time of his arrest would be 1 count of attempted murder with 2 enhancements. But if you look to the right, the offense dates June 12th of 2024. And that would be 1 day after baby G-Soul was murdered. So they're alleging that he did 2 shootings back to back on June 11th of 2024 and June 12th of 2024. And Buka's co-defendant Albert actually beat a body in 2014, where as you can see, he was arrested on August 20th of 2014 for 1 count of murder. But as of right now, Buka and the other 2 would be sitting in the county jail waiting for trial. But that right there is going to wrap it up for the story of baby G-Soul from East Coast Crip, and may he rest in peace. But that right there is going to wrap it up.
But yeah, man, and they got caught with an older nigga. Man, listen, somebody knew what was going to happen in that car. Y'all can't tell me different. Kids, if you don't want to lose your life to your own homies, if you don't want to catch a life sentence, nigga, for trying to become a trophy or your name known out, get your name known out here, for me, don't jump in them cars. You feel me? If you're in the streets, try to find a way up out this shit. You know what I'm saying? Stay out the way. It's all an illusion full of confusion, man. My mama, the streets ain't what you think. But listen, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Not later, but right now. My name is Young Woo, the C's on the Block News.
I be on the block like when crack first hit. If I'm feeling iffy, then my gag gon' spit. I am not a rapper, I don't cap about shit. Dope boy, state of mind, I'ma trap till I'm rich. I be outside like when crack first hit. If I'm feeling iffy, then my gag gon' spit. I am not a rapper, I don't cap about shit. Dope boy, state of mind, I'ma trap till I'm rich. First nigga outside before sunrise. Old school ways, but I'm still a young guy. A real trooper, I be grinding on the front line. Hungry for the money, I'ma eat like it's lunchtime. Really out here, nigga, let's go band for band. Made a lot of transactions, I'm talking hand to hand. Based on the statistics, I never had a chance. Still I sketched a blueprint and I'm not the plan. First case crash, took me in for crack rock. 54th and Duwarty, that was the crack block. Stood solid, never folded like a laptop. Trying to get to school, getting banged on at the dash stop. Can you give me a pistol is what I asked Pops. Late nights walking through the ops on Ascot. Really repping for the team like a mascot. Doing stupid shit, I could've really got my ass shot. Second charge that I caught was a gun case. Got bail money, I ain't got a fundraise. Still remember being broke with a fun day. Overground cause debts can't go unpaid. So I'm serving like way to serve lunch trade. The 2 doors a Challenger, not a Mustang. Chop them down like a barber, it was one phase. Cameras everywhere, we gon' flush it if they come raid, nigga. On the block like when crack first hit. If I'm feeling iffy, then my gag gon' spit. I am not a rapper, I don't cap about shit. Dope boy, state of mind, I'ma trap till I'm rich. I be outside like when crack first hit. If I'm feeling iffy, then my gag gon' spit. I am not a rapper, I don't cap about shit. Dope boy, state of mind, I'ma trap